Welcome home to my kitchen. Today we are going to be making baked ziti, which is the first recipe in a series of Instant Pot recipes that we're going to be making. Life is busy. Tonight is Monday. That's a particular busy night for us, and so this is a go-to quick recipe for a night when the family is on the go. Very simple, very economical, minimal ingredients, all the flavor. You're gonna need 2 pounds of ground beef, a box of the pasta of your choice, a jar of the pasta sauce of your choice, a couple cans of diced tomatoes, seasonings. You can either use Italian seasoning or individual seasoning of some garlic, some basil, pepper, little dash of crushed red pepper, and we're gonna add some fresh baby spinach, and we'll top it off with some mozzarella cheese. And that's all that it takes. So let's get started. Step 1 is going to be to saute our beef. So before we do any pressure cooking, it would be just like cooking it in a regular pan, but we're gonna use the saute function. My timer says it's set for 30 minutes. You don't really have to worry about that. If you need more time, you can add more time. If you need less time, we'll just turn it off. So I just keep it set for a half hour because that's generally seems to be the time it takes to brown some meat. So it says that it's on. You can wait for the display to read hot, or you can just go ahead and put it in now. Obviously it won't start cooking until it's hot, but I'm just gonna go ahead and get everything in the pot. So we put our ground beef, and we're gonna season it with 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of basil, 1 teaspoon of pepper, I'm going to put in a teaspoon of minced garlic, and just a pinch, light dash of crushed red pepper. That goes a long way. So it's not sizzling, it's not cooking. Oh, I hear something starting. So it's heating up, it's getting hot, and we will just wait until this is all cooked and brown. Our hamburger is all brown, so I'm going to cancel the saute function. I'm adding 2 2/3 cup water. You can use chicken broth if you prefer. I think water makes it flavorful enough. So this is a key step, because what I'm doing is scraping all the little bits that were stuck to the bottom of the pot. If you don't do that, if you skip that step, you will most likely get a burn notice when you go to pressure cook. If anything is stuck to the bottom of the pot is gonna think that food is burning. So you really wanna scrape the bottom well. I don't feel anything, so I think I got it all. And now we're going to add, oh, bummer. All right, well, I'll have to open. That's not a pull top. I have 2 different brands. So the generic brand, the Kroger brand, had a convenient pull top on it. Hunt's is going to make me open it with a can opener, which I'm gonna do. Just goes to show you, more expensive does not always mean better. And the can was wet, so I couldn't even take the lid off. All right, second can of diced tomatoes. You can use regular diced tomatoes. I like to get the Italian style. It has some seasonings added to it for a little more flavor. And I'm gonna put the whole jar of spaghetti sauce, pasta sauce in there. And then I'm gonna add the vitamins, the spinach. If you have kids that have an aversion to green leafy vegetables, this is a good way to get some vegetables into their diet. By the time this cooks down, they won't even know. So we're just gonna stir this up, again, paying special attention to the bottom of the pot. I got a piece of label in there. Real life, folks. This is real life. All right. So that is all stirred well. I'm gonna check the bottom of the pot again. Can't stress that enough because I have made this enough times to where I get a burn notice. I would say, oh, I don't know, 30% of the time. It's annoying. Okay, we are all stirred. Now, we're ready to add the pasta. I titled this video Baked Ziti. I'm not using ziti noodles. I'm actually gonna use tonight rigatoni. I've used pita pasta. I've used the curly kind, rotini. Tonight I'm using rigatoni. I like them a little bit bigger. So you want to pour it on top. Do not stir. Do not stir. You're going to, I'm using my fingers. You're just going to you are going to submerge the pasta into the water / tomato sauce. Not stirring it, just submerging it as a top layer. So hopefully Seth got that. You can see I just pressed them down to where they are resting on the top, but kind of submerged. Okay, we'll take a quick break while I go wash my hands for the next step. And now we're ready for the final step, which is to pressure cook it. So the pasta is submerged on the top layer. We're going to put our lid on, make sure that our valve is sealed. Okay, it's not gonna pressurize if your valve is not sealed. Pressure cook function. I don't know what I was making last time, but we only need 4 minutes for this recipe. That's it, 4 minutes. So it'll probably take about 10 minutes, maybe 15 to reach pressurization, but once it does, it only has to cook for 4 minutes. So we'll check back when it's done. Our timer went off. It did take about 12 minutes to reach pressure, and then it cooked for 4 minutes, and now it went off. So I'm gonna release the valve. I'm gonna do a quick release. Just gonna turn that little valve right here, and we will wait for this to depressurize so that we can remove the lid and add the cheese. Okay, we know it's ready when no more steam is coming out and the little red dealy bopper is down, depressed. Then it's ready to open. Oh, here we go. Looks good. We're gonna stir it. Yummy. So we've got the hamburger and the spinach and the pasta and the tomatoes. Now all we're missing is some cheese. So I'm gonna put some mozzarella in here. We do not need to cook it or pressurize it. We're just gonna put the lid back on, give it a minute or two to melt, and we'll be ready to serve it up. Okay, It's been a couple minutes. Let's take a look. Yep, cheese is melted. So again, we're just gonna stir this up and I'm gonna serve. Creamy pasta. This is Brian's plate. He gets 3 times as much as the rest of us because he is 3 times the size. And I'm gonna serve it with a salad. And all in all, I think this took, oh man, under 30 minutes from start to finish. So now it's your turn.